hard to know what is fear-mongering and what is overblown and what is actually something that you really need to be careful about. So use your best judgment, because I sure am not going to tell you what to do, because I don't know.
I'll believe half of what the children tell me about what it's like at home if you believe half of what it's like at school.
Yeah.
Because their stories are just wild. When you are never around somebody that came from a different point of view or a different family structure, I've just seen so many kids that are sheltered. It's like good person, bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And the world is so black and white. There's no nuance. And that can be a real danger.
Yeah. I do see some kids I was like, okay, wow, you would really benefit from some more one-on-one attention, and we can't give that to you. Like right now, I'm out of gallon-size Ziploc bags. I know I'm out of gallon-size Ziploc bags, but I only think about it when I open that drawer. And usually when I open that drawer, I'm not thinking about picking up my phone and ordering them from Amazon or putting it on a list. It's back to school, and as you're settling in for autumn, what better way to bring joy into cozy evenings than the rollicking music your children can play together?
Instead of driving your children to music lessons, the whole family can learn from the comfort of your own home for less than the cost of one private lesson. Choose from either guitar, piano, violin, ukulele, or mandolin, and get back valuable time in your day.
Your children will be self-motivated to practice by quarterly challenges, contests, cash prizes, and the Votberg Method's proven success path, where students work to learn new skills and songs on their instrument for badges mailed to your doorstep.
Students no longer have to wait a week to have their teacher correct in proper form or get help. They're truly leveling up. Expert Votberg Music Academy instructors are accessible 24/7 for your students' questions and live coaching calls. And student showcases ensure your students will have the support they need, from first unboxing their instrument to tuning it to playing their very first song, their first week.
If you're looking to make your child's experience with music fun, affordable, effective, and efficient, check out VotbergMusicAcademy.com and use our code Homemaker25 for 25% off your first month.
Join thousands of other families learning music in a like-minded community your children will love to be a part of.
So I was sitting here on my phone, and my husband messaged me, and he's like, he sent a picture of some bars that I had in the fridge. He's like, these will put hair on your chest. And I kind of forgot to tell him not to just eat them, because Finley and I were baking today, which is another thing I've been trying to do more over the summer, is baking. I bake one thing every week, and the boys are loving it. It's going so well. But today I had Finley helping me, and he was loving it. I told him to we were making the glaze for these. They were like brown sugar, cinnamon, kind of like a Pop-Tart bar situation. And I told him to just sprinkle some cinnamon in. He didn't. I was like, you don't have to measure, just put some in. And I looked over at what he had done, and I was like, ooh, that is quite a bit of cinnamon. I was like, can you ever have too much cinnamon? Like,
I mean, the cinnamon challenge, yeah, I think you can.
But like in a baked good, so I mixed it up and I tasted it. No, and it was like a dark brown. Like he put a lot in, but we tasted it. We're like, it tastes good. It's not too cinnamony. So we went with it. And we put it in the oven, and after they were baked and I was eating it, I was like, it's okay. It's very strong. And I ate like two little squares, and then the boys had left some on their plate because they didn't like it. So I ate some of theirs, and like I like low-key had a bit of a bellyache. I'm like,
oh no.
And I gave some to my sister, and she was like, whoa. Because I was like, they have a lot of cinnamon. She's like, you can't have too much cinnamon. And she's like, this has too much cinnamon.
Oh my word.
It tastes like toothpaste. Like cinnamon toothpaste. Anyway, Eric had discovered that all on his own. He's like, it tastes like it has alcohol in it or something. I was like, no, it's just overpowering. And I think the longer it sits, the worse it gets. But we just have to pull the top layer off, and the bottom is great. Baking fail.
Oh, so it was just the top layer.
It was just in the glaze that we had put too much cinnamon in.
Okay.
The bottom had cinnamon, like the dough had cinnamon, but we put the appropriate amount in that.
Oh my goodness.
So if you just take the top layer off, it's fine.
Jayna is teaching her children already how to not bake with a recipe.
So I need to teach them better.
Maybe they're going to learn to cook with a recipe.
I should have had it measured. It would have been good for him. He measured out, the one in the filling, 1 tablespoon in that, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that would have been fine. But then he probably had, and I think it was more than I even thought it was. I just glanced at it and I was like, that looks like a lot. I think he must have had like 3 tablespoons in there or something.
My goodness.
So, yeah.
Well,
that's that on that.
Just scrape the top off. Oh, that's funny. Are you sensing it? Like, it feels like it's getting darker out again. Like, are we headed towards fall?
It's definitely getting dark early. Today was kind of a gloomy, cloudy day too, so that doesn't help.
Yeah. It's definitely. Are we doing the daylight savings time thing? Do you think? Do you think
so
that's
confused.
true? Like,
I'm so confused
They want
because
to keep it daylight savings time all the time, which means your kids, like I told my kids, you know what? If that happens, we're going to get you little headlamps to get on the bus so I can see exactly where you're at. Because I'm not going to get out and walk to the corner with them, but I have to be able to see them.
I'm so confused because I thought that's what people wanted. Like, I thought they didn't want time to change, but they wanted it to stay normal time all the time, and now they're saying it's going to stay daylight savings, and now people don't want that. I'm kind of confused by the whole thing.
I'm sure by now we'll know if the Senate passed it or not or whatever, but I've never been so invested in a political decision.
Seriously?
No, not really.
I've been seeing the headlines, but I wasn't sure because I thought this is what we wanted, and now people are saying this is going to be horrible.
People are like, oh, it's going to be so dark out and blah, blah, blah. I would love for my kids to get up from their afternoon nap and there still be a whole hour of daylight left instead of them getting up in the sun setting.
Yeah.
I don't like that for my little guys.
Honestly, we just need to start schools later. Why are our elementary schools starting at, well, ours starts at like 8:10.
Yeah,
Let's
I
start them
know.
at like 8:45. Then they're not getting on the bus before 7:15. No one should get on the bus before 7:30, honestly.
Honestly, I know. They shouldn't have to get up that early. It's like...
We didn't get our official bus schedule yet, but I found out that we're going to be getting on like at like 7:25-ish, which we had previously all the years got on like after 7:45. 7:40 I think was the earliest. So
it's time for you to pay your dues then.
I know.
We've always had it
I
early.
have no reason to be upset. And at least they're older now. Like, at least we had their late time when they were little.
Yeah.
It's like I live 8 minutes from school and I work there. So if they don't want to get up early, I can just drive them. I have to be there at 8, I think. So
I'm wondering if doing this daylight savings time thing, if it would cut down on like the seasonal depression and stuff with having more daylight in the afternoon. But I'm like, Josh gets up at 5, so he'd be working in the dark for like hours and hours. Like, I'm just curious of all the repercussions. I'm wondering if they could just split the difference and buy like a half an hour.
yeah, now there's a thought.
Well, it's not even a hard thought. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, split it by half an hour and nobody can complain.
Yeah.
It just stays the same all the time then. But
sounds really reasonable.
all these moms that are complaining about their kids, oh, they don't sleep for like a week and a half and it takes forever for them to get... I've never really felt
never had
that.
those
I was
issues.
always just like, put them to bed a half an hour early and move on with life.
Yeah, it was never an issue.
Oh my goodness. Can I just show you guys these flowers? They're from Landon's Gardens, Kendra.
I think this batch of flowers is the prettiest ones we've ever gotten from her. Look at those like black roses. They are gorgeous, stunning, and they go so well with our color theme in here. Couldn't have been more perfect. They're not really.
I know. I feel like we need to...
Don't know
I think
what
they're
they are.
Lisianthus maybe or something.
I have no idea. All I know is that they're very pretty.
I feel like we need to dry them and just keep them here forever. They smell so good. There's like basil and mint mixed in. Anyway, not a sponsor, but the flowers are from Landon's Gardens.
Kendra says that she has her flower subscription starting in August 20th, and she also offers DIY buckets for a flower bar rental. So if you have an event coming up and you want to have a flower bar, I think that would be so fun.
So I had so much fun surprising my friends on our beach trip with Cozy Earth beach towels. Let me say, if you're writing out beach towel, it should be in like italics with curly letters and like underlined twice, bold, glowing, highlighted. Like, these are not just your regular beach towels.
They're amazing.
They're insane. They're so large. They're very absorbent. We got back from the pool and I was completely dry and they were still wet yet. And we were trying to figure out why. And then I'm like, wait a second. It was my towel. It literally soaked it all up. Like, it was a science experiment and it really worked.
And when you put it on your pool chair, it covers the whole thing.
That's right. You don't have to sit there on those nasty chairs.
I love it so much. But what a friend you are, giving your friends all towels. That's amazing.
I also gifted them the bamboo stretch knit sleep masks and Cozy Earth socks. But the real reason we both fell in love with Cozy Earth from the beginning was the sheets. And I've gotten so many people hooked on them. They're amazing.
My mom is loving hers. I have a set I want to give to my sister. I can't wait to see what she thinks of them. But they're truly the best.
I love their viscose from bamboo sheets. They do have a few others as well, but those just feel so buttery soft. They wash so well, and just sliding into bed every night is a treat for many reasons, but definitely elevated once we had Cozy Earth on our bed.
Cozy Earth stands behind everything they make with a 10-year warranty. Oh, and if you don't like the beach or the pool, well, then you're crazy. But Cozy Earth also has an incredible line of everyday bath towels. They have a waffle or a plush collection, so you can bring that exact same spa-like luxury resort feeling into your own bathroom.
So anything that you choose off of Cozy Earth, I mean, you could literally just scroll and blindly pick things. But when you do that, I don't recommend that necessarily. But if you do that, yeah, you really could. Use our code Homemaker, and they're going to give you a generous 20% off of your entire order. So definitely use that code. Again, it's Homemaker on CozyEarth.com.
And if you see a post-purchase survey, mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on Honey, I'm Homemaker.
Oh, man. Anyway, so should we get into the hive and the headlines before we get too derailed? If you guys did not watch last week's episode, oh my goodness. Definitely go back and check that one out because we definitely got derailed there.
Maybe the daylight saving should just be the headline. Do you really want to talk about Cyclospora?
Cyclospora? Yes. Jayna, what do you have to say about Cyclospora? Did you get the runs from it?
I didn't. And I ordered, if you're local and you go to Agape Cafe, you must order the brisket salad. It is.
You ordered a salad in these times. You are brave.
I know. I order that every time I go because it has French fries on it, and it's amazing. And a bunch of people ordered it based upon my recommendation. And then they were like, oh, maybe we should eat salad because of the. I always want to say Cyclospora, but I know I'm intentionally saying it wrong. Cyclospora. And I'm just like.
If you see my stomach jumping on camera, no, you didn't. It is literally jumping.
That's hilarious. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the side effect is weight loss. Could stand to lose a few. No, I've actually heard it's horrible. So I don't want to get it. But also.
Yeah, maybe some of our listeners have gotten it. Like, oh dear.
But, I mean.
It's scary.
I don't know. I'm just hoping that the restaurant washed their lettuce
I'm not
really
gonna lie.
well.
I avoided lettuce. I avoided berries. We did a veggie tray instead of a Caesar salad when I had my family over.
Like, I'm not buying it. But I feel like when I go out, I did that time order a salad. But it can be in anything. I mean, not anything, but more than just lettuce.
I decided it has to be over by now, and I just ordered berries. Josh is at Sam's Club right now getting the berries for me. So,
yeah, I mean, there's so many. If you're going to avoid everything that could possibly cause it, you're avoiding a lot of stuff. So
I just don't want to get it while I'm pregnant.
I decided that maybe Agape sourced their lettuce locally.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I know. I've been trying to get stuff at the local produce stand.
Yeah, because then you're safe. That's the way to do it.
Supposedly.
Anyway, it's hard to know what is fear-mongering and what is overblown and what is actually something that you really need to be careful about. So use your best judgment because I sure am not going to tell you what to do because I don't know.
I know. As a pregnant lady, I've always, like, my first child, me and your sister Joelle, we were both very careful not to have any deli meat and no salads. And we'd heat it up in the microwave first and all this stuff. And then you find out, wait, the OBGYN specifically said to avoid deli meat, never said anything about lettuce and greens prepared at restaurants and stuff. Those are way more diabolical and way more, that's what you should be watching out for, really. Ordering the salad at Chick-fil-A is probably, well, let's not have any Chick-fil-A slander on this podcast, but
no, we won't.
Ordering a salad at Wendy's or somewhere is probably a lot more life-threatening than a sub.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, that was the headline. I guess I should get into my hive. Basically, I've just been transitioning. So I always like to be transparent. People are always like, how do you get so much done? And blah, blah, blah. She must have help. And I'm always like, yes, I have help. My sister, but not as much as you probably think. My sister comes, she's 10 years younger than me. And she is an in-home care provider. So she takes care of old people and people that are stuck at home, is a companion / nurse for them. But then she has some days off. And so she comes 2.5 hours a week. So it's really not that much, especially for running a YouTube channel. I work 20, 30 at least hours a week on my social media stuff. So it still helps though. And she's an amazing worker. But her and I are both due with babies the same week. Girl babies.
Which is so fun.
Girl cousins. It's fun, but it's been really sad because we can't go shopping together because we'll be fighting over the same thrifting or whatever.
They can match. Oh, thrifting, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be fighting. We'll be both there shopping in the same section at the same sizes, you know?
Yeah.
And so she and her friend went to the, what's that, Reusables consignment?
Yes, I went one time.
That big
Or
bazaar.
Just Between Friends,
Just Between Friends, that's what she went to.
Yeah.
So her and her friend went to this Just Between Friends thing, and I'm like, oh, we should be doing it together. But anyway, she's actually has her baby shower this coming weekend. We're throwing it for her. But
I'm so happy for her. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm so glad. But yeah, so she's not going to be able to come help me, obviously, because she's going to have a baby. But that's when I need the help because I'm having a baby. I could really use the help. So right now I'm transferring. I found someone who's willing to help me out a couple hours a week, at least for now. And then my Aunt Rita, Rita, she said she'll come over and help some too. So we're going to kind of piece it together. But oh my goodness, it is so humbling having somebody that's not your direct family in your home. And I think it would be good for everybody. Look at the sun came back out.
How pretty.
I think it would be good for everybody to imagine at least, or go hire some stranger, whatever, if that's in the budget. But imagine that somebody's coming into your home to help you clean, or she does some meal prep, things like that. Is she going to be able to find the stuff? What is it? Are things going to fall out of the cupboard or the drawer when they open it up? Is there a system to things? Boy, I've been really looking at my drawers and cupboards lately with different eyeballs, knowing somebody else is coming into my home and needs to find the cheese grater.
Yeah.
Or restock the Ziploc bags in the Ziploc bag container. You can tell that's what I was doing this morning. Stuff like that, resetting your home kind of. And boy, it ends up being a gift for myself as well, not to save face and keep me from embarrassment, but like it is really nice.
I'm currently out of gallon size Ziploc bags, and why don't I just order them or go to the store and get them?
Just stick around to the end of this episode. Yeah. Maybe we'll get there.
Maybe I'll help myself.
Anyway, so there's your little challenge from my hive to your hive. Just try to reset things a little bit as you go, and don't feel like you have to do a whole house reset. Just as you open the drawer and the drawer drives you nuts, declutter it quick.
Yeah, one drawer at a time.
Or line all the big giant utensils up, or move all the wooden spoons that were supposed to be on the counter in the cute crock, but they're stuck in the drawer again, back to where they belong, Yeah. And like, I love having my kids help in the kitchen, but things happen. Yeah. Things are not always organized the right way. And it's the price you pay for teaching your kids to work. And it's just going to be that way. But yeah, a good little reset once in a while. It's great. Something I love so much about the back to school season is all the color, the fun school supplies, and all the things. And I feel like Wild is the perfect sponsor for today's episode. I just love all the color that they add to my life.
Yeah, I love every morning. Just it makes a simple act that you do every day just a little bit more fun and colorful.
If you're wondering what that act is, that is applying your deodorant.
Don't forget. Do you forget to put deodorant on? Like, I forget often. And I have another one in my car because there is nothing worse than knowing you forgot deodorant.
Yeah, I know, because that just makes it 20 times worse. You just know.
I may have forgot tonight, but I just showered, so I should be good. I don't know why, I forget. I don't know, but I always have a backup, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it isn't. I keep one in the car as well. Their cases are so cute. They offer bee cases. There's an aqua case. Their sunflower case is just darling. But yes, there's certainly a case to match every personality and whim. But seeing my deodorant case in my little bathroom drawer, it just makes me smile. They have so many different aluminum cases that you refill with their deodorant that has 24-hour protection and has over 72,000 5-star reviews. There's no parabens or harsh chemicals, and it's Leaping Bunny cruelty-free and vegan as well. And when you run out, you just pop a new one right into your case. It's not hard to do at all, and you just pick from one of their amazing scents, pop it into your case, and you are good to go.
The best part about Wild is that it actually works. Their formula offers 24-hour odor protection, and I can attest to that.
You can try scents such as brown sugar and vanilla, pear blossom, summer berries, ocean mist, mint, and aloe vera. One of my personal favorites is Thunderstorm. If you have a man in your life, you have to check that one out. But I love how the scents are not whopping you over the face. They're very subtle, but they get the job done.
Yes. Wild has saved 1.6 million pounds of single-use plastic from landfills by their plastic-free refills.
So make sure wherever you are this back-to-school season that you are not caught without some Wild deodorant in your car or you're on your bathroom counter, wherever you like to apply your deodorant, which is another whole point we didn't even talk about. But the application is so perfect. It's not too sticky, but it also goes on really nicely so that it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and you don't feel like you have to rub 8 times before you get anything. 1 or 2 times and you can feel it's on there. It comes off so nicely. You don't have to be like, can't get any.
If it's not been clear, we love Wild, and you can go to wearewild.com right now and use our code Homemaker20 for 20% off. We'll also put a QR code on screen if you prefer to shop that way.
Remember, this code isn't going to last forever, so don't wait around. Get shopping today.
And thank you, Wild, for partnering with Honey, I'm Homemaker. Wouldn't that be kind of fun to come up with a Honey, I'm Homemaker case?
Oh my goodness. With little bees and honey hives.
Wild, are you hearing?
Ooh.
Let's do a collab.
I would feel like if we did that, we made it.
What scent would you pick?
This might be a throwback. Do you remember the Suave Blue Shampoo Ocean Breeze?
Okay.
Favorite scent ever. If we could get that in more natural scented way, like the ocean, those sea breeze smells, always the blue color, those are my favorites.
Oh my goodness. I'm thinking of the herbal essences, citrus something or another I used to have as a kid. We would get it at Kmart. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that could be really fun. So
There's
anyway.
nothing like that suave ocean breeze. Oh man. It smells so good.
It'd be awesome. I love it when a sponsorship comes 360. Anyway, that
Yeah.
was not part of the plan there.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so today's episode is kind of a two-parter. We're combining two topics kind of together. The first one is just very timely, and the second one, Jayna had a great idea. I was like, that needs to be a podcast. So
Yeah.
we'll get into that too. So what back to school season looks different for everyone. Do you want to hear the results of the poll that I put out on YouTube?
Yes.
On Honey, I'm a Homemaker. You need to be subscribed so you can see when our videos come up. But I did a poll asking, how does back to school affect you? A, sending my kids to public private school again this year. B, homeschool mom over here. C, my kids aren't old enough for school yet. And D, been there, done that, or doesn't apply to me.
I must have been in the middle of a good book when you put this up because I did not see it.
Well,
My
I
bad.
posted this 6 hours ago. So,
Oh.
yeah. I just thought this would be really interesting to know who our listeners are and where we're at. So, it's very evenly split all four ways. This is crazy.
Interesting.
23% are sending their kids to school in the
Okay.
fall. 28% are homeschool moms. That's the largest section.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we know who we're talking to. 26%, their kids aren't old enough for school yet.
They're not.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then 23% have been there and done that, or it doesn't apply to them.
Interesting.
It's
So
very
no
evenly
wonder if
split.
I say anything negative about homeschooling, I hear about it because a large portion homeschool. That's awesome.
It'd be interesting to break down the public versus private. I'm guessing a lot more are public than private. Private is just hard.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
hard
know. It
to
would be
find a
interesting
school that you align with so well that you want to cough up
that
thousands
you're
of
willing to pay
dollars
for it.
to put your kids in school.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Mennonite culture, we have a very tight knit like circle, beliefs, all of that. And so it's a lot easier to find a school that you align with, probably.
It's a lot easier to afford it too. I mean, they're subsidized by
Oh, yes.
scholarships and wealthy businesses run by Mennonites and churches.
And we're like Mennonites are really good at like, well, hopefully
Fundraising.
tithing and donating and
Yeah.
fundraising. And so
Yeah.
like we believe in it. And so, yeah, I think it's definitely a more reachable, attainable thing for
Yes.
Mennonite kids. But
yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was a very interesting breakdown. Not what I was expecting.
Yeah, that is crazy. And I used to be much more, I don't even want to say anti-homeschool, but I guess
snarky about it.
Homeschool, judgy, like I just didn't really think there were many good reasons to homeschool. But interestingly enough, since being in a school, I see why some people would choose to homeschool. I still am so happy with where we are, and I will not be homeschooling anytime soon. But I do see some kids I was like, okay, wow, you would really benefit from some more one-on-one attention, and we can't give that to you. Or, wow, you really take an interest in that. I would love to spend half an hour showing you more about how to do that. Or I would love to give you a course on creative writing because your handwriting is gorgeous. And we don't have a course on handwriting. But if I was homeschooling, I could easily add that in, you know? So it's much more personalized. And they get that one-on-one, and you can, if something's interesting, you can stop and you can talk about it for the rest of the week and see what you can learn.
Yeah. Or go to the farm to learn about the said animal they're interested in or whatever.
So I have seen the light. You're welcome.
Well, we'll get to the pros and cons of all of that and our different opinions. And I think it's good whether you're a traditional school mom to see your the weaknesses of what you chose. And then if you're a homeschool mom, also the weaknesses of the lifestyle that you chose. And we try to like find our blind spots and plug them up as best we can. That's mixing my metaphors there. But yeah, before we get into that, why don't you tell everybody what back to school season looks like for you specifically this year? Because I'm kind of curious too. I don't even know. And I will do the same.
So I am not a homeroom teacher. I'm just an aide. So I help in the classes. I do crowd control, grading papers, whatever the teacher needs. I don't have any classes to prep for. I don't have a classroom to get ready. So I'm not required to be at school until the week before school starts. The first day of school for students is Thursday. I will go Monday and Tuesday for orientation. And then we have a back to school night Tuesday night that I'm required to be at, which I would be there anyway as a patron. But then Wednesday we have the day off. I would assume that some homeroom teachers are at school prepping and getting things ready. I will not be at school. I will be enjoying the last day of summer. And then Thursday, everyone goes back to school. So I really only have 2 days where I'm required to be at school that my kids are not. So then once the school year gets started, I think I don't even have my like exact schedule yet. I won't get that until the week school starts, like what classes I'm going to be in when. But roughly my schedule will be 8 to 1:30. So I will leave the house after the boys get on the bus, or I'll take them with me depending on how all that works out, and then I will leave school around 1:30, come home, maybe stop for groceries on the way home, decompress, however I choose to do that. Maybe I'll still be in my reading phase, clean the house, and, run a load of laundry if I need, get dinner going, whatever, until the kids come home around 3:30. So
Yeah, and that's every day except
Wednesdays. I have Wednesdays off, which are the best day of the week. I love school. I love every bit of it. I love my job. But I also love Wednesdays, and I think if I had every day like Wednesdays, I would be bored out of my mind. But Wednesdays are my special day. It's a special day unto myself. And I started this thing last year, like without even really thinking about it until halfway through the year. It became a definite thing. I buy myself lunch every Wednesday, whether it's Jersey Mike's or a burrito bowl from Chipotle or sushi from Giant. Like, even if it's something I just grab in the grocery store, I get myself a special lunch. And I was thinking maybe this year I should like Instagram it like every Wednesday, like what's Jayna eating for lunch on her day off? And just like, I don't know, it'd probably be really
show your order.
Yeah, just show what I ordered for lunch for that day. It would probably be really boring, but anyway.
You might end up getting the same thing every day.
No,
I
won't. I might get Panera Bread was a big one last year, but not an expensive lunch or anything, but just like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just fun, and I really do enjoy my days off.
If you haven't listened to our whimsy episode yet, go listen to that one because that's all about treating yourself here and there to little things. So my back to school year is going to look a little different this year. I have a 2nd and 4th grader. And then at home yet, I will have a 4, almost 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. But then I'm adding a newborn in like halfway, like a month into school. Half a month into school, really. So it's really not going to feel normal for a long time for me. So maybe by Christmas, we'll kind of be in a groove is kind of my hope.
Ivani in school before Miller was born? Like, did you have 3 at home?
I did have 3 at home
before. You did have 3 at home before. So it's not new to you.
No, but it's going to be very different because my oldest is not the oldest. He's a middle child, but he's going to have to act as an oldest. So that's going to be really interesting. But I've been really trying to work with him, and I'm going to really hit it hard once the big kids are back in school. But teaching him more chores and just my 2-year-old can start running errands now. I have not made him run any errands because
the baby.
He's the baby. He's too little to do anything. Like, anyway. But he can go get his own shorts if he pees in them.
They'll have to have a boot camp when the big kids go back to school.
Well, it is nice because they'll be like 3 weeks, hopefully, Lord willing, if everything goes to plan, of that kind of adjustment. So I'm hoping it goes well. But it looks very different for me. My kids will probably get on the bus around 7:30. Hopefully no earlier, but it's been earlier before. It's been later before as well. And they'll get home at like 3:30. And I will miss them.
Yeah.
It's always rough at the beginning. I always get so angry at the beginning. Like, why in the world are we putting little children on the bus and to school for that many hours a day? It does not need to be that long. And I always get really like cranky about it. And then as the year goes on, I'm just like, it feels normal. And like, you can see how much they are loving school or like all the development that's happening while they're at school. You love to hear all the stories when they come home and that kind of thing. And so it's just as that first couple weeks. If you have a kindergartner or first grader, if you have a first grader going to a traditional school this year, give yourself a break. You're going to feel that. I mean, I'm guessing the first couple months, but it does fade a little bit. I promise.
And from a teacher's perspective, may I just say that I am with your little first graders and they're thriving. Like the large majority of them, the day is zooming by for them. Like they are not sitting at their desk crying for mom. I mean, I think maybe once or twice I saw a first grader cry for their mom last year. Like it really doesn't happen. They're thriving. They're enjoying it. Not every kid every day. They all have their moments, but overall, they're enjoying it. And they are having their snack, they're having their lunch, they're going to music class, they're doing art, they're doing their phonics. And one thing just like rolls into the next and the day just goes so fast and they're fine. They love it.
Yeah. One thing I'm looking forward to the back to school season is I can tell all my children will benefit from a little more structure.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about that, having a breakfast routine again and yeah, just having all the toddler interactions. This will be my last year that my 4, almost 5-year-old Miller is going to be at home. And then next year he'll start kindergarten. And so that year before they start school is always so special to me. I don't know. It's like they get to be the oldest for a change. You know, that's one thing. They get to be the oldest. I try to really like strengthen our bond, and they're just like my little buddy. You know, the toddler, sure, they're my little buddy too, but they're more of like the pet or something, you know, like,
Okay.
yeah, they're just the cute little pet. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
describe it. You know what I mean? Like,
Not really. I don't
we're not
have-
having full
I
blown
don't have
conversation.
pets.
We're not having a full blown conversation with a 2-year-old.
Right.
You know,
They're the baby.
you know, and they're naughty and they're still cute. But anyway, I digress. I'm just excited for me and Miller to have our little me and Miller time, because as soon as the big kids came from home from school for the summer, boom, he disappears. He's off playing with them. He's not at my elbow.
It is special because I have fond memories of me and Finley, just me and Finley at home. And every now and then, hardly ever happens, but if for some reason Jack is away and it's just me and Finley, he'll be like, Mom, this is like it used to be before I went to school. And I'm like, oh. Such good times.
Since 23% of you do not have children in school yet, and so you have to make a decision about how you're going to educate your kids once they're in school, we thought we'd talk about some pros and cons from our perspectives. As I used to teach second grade for 5 years, and Jayna now is in a school setting as well. From our perspective, and then also we went to not traditional, but we went to a Mennonite private school.
Yeah.
So, and then I also taught at a homeschool co-op. So we thought we'd just give you some pretty quick rapid fire pros and cons that we've noticed. And then don't take this as an offense, because I think the flaws of both systems are just something that we need to be aware of, and then try to get creative and circumnavigate some of those things, because we do have control over some of that stuff. And just some things, once we're aware of our blind spots, we can kind of figure that out.
Yeah.
So I actually taught at a homeschool, 2 different homeschool co-ops. And one thing I noticed right away was that the kids were so well spoken, and like they could talk to adults. They could talk to anybody at any age. They made good eye contact for the most part. They just really seemed to be much better conversationalists, or just more like you'd have kids that would talk to adults and like tell stories and stuff. Whereas I don't know if my kids or my kids' peers, like they just go tell their friends kind of thing or whatever, which it can be annoying sometimes when you have somebody's child just going on and on about a story or whatever. But maybe our kids are doing that to the teachers, I guess.
I mean, I was going to say, I hear a fair amount of stories from children. I really do. And I love it.
You know what? When I was a school teacher, I would always tell the parents, look, I'll believe half of what the children tell me about what it's like at home if you believe half of what it's like at school.
Yeah.
Because their stories are just wild.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, then I also noticed, though, that they were terrible at sports. So if that's something that's of value to you, take it into consideration. But I thought for myself, that's not really that bad of a thing. Like, whatever. Like, and you can, if sports are really important to you, you can find sports in other ways. But yeah, like they got to play volleyball every other week at co-op, and that was it. So they just really didn't have the skills.
Or even like, again, this is really not that important, but this is something a homeschool kid might miss out on, is like a good game of Prisoner's Base. Or like some of those games, I hated Prisoner's Base. Like those games that require like a ton of kids. Capture the flag, kick the can, steal the bacon. Like maybe they play with their cousins or whatever, but it's not quite the same as playing at school.
Yeah.
Which that's not like a thing that you really need to be worried about. But that is one thing that a lot of kids do enjoy.
Yeah, and at school, for better or for worse, there's structure. Like you gotta do everything when it's kind of like a herd, you know, you all do it together. And you know what? That actually teaches very valuable life skills in the workplace and in real life, like it does. But then also there's not as much flexibility there, you know, pros and cons.
I appreciate that my kids are learning to build relationships with people outside their family on a daily basis. Even kids that may not look like them or act like them or have their brain doesn't work the same way. They are dealing with these kids or learning to know them every single day or 5 days a week. And I think that can be really beneficial in building their character.
Yeah, this is something that I would love to unpack a little bit here, maybe even more in another podcast someday. But peer pressure, like I know a lot of people want to homeschool their kids because they really want to have control over who their kids' peers are. You have a little bit of that sending your kids to a private school. Like you can choose this private school over that private school or whatever, but you definitely can't control it 100%. But I'm also wondering, can the homeschool moms control it either? Like, and maybe you can control it for a time, but at some point they're gonna come across people that are not maybe 100% aligned with what you believe, even at your own church.
Right.
You know, and I think there is a little bit of a danger. Like I think it's great to have your kids be sheltered, at least for a time.
Yeah.
Like being sheltered is freedom. Like, wouldn't you love to be sheltered, Jayna?
I feel like I
And
was pretty sheltered,
but I'm
but
saying currently now,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't you wish you knew less than you did?
But in a certain way, you can shelter yourself.
Yeah, and I work on that, right?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, being sheltered can just turn into real judgmentalism.
Yes.
When you are never around somebody that came from a different point of view or a different family structure. I've just seen so many kids that are sheltered. It's like good person, bad person. And the world is so black and white. There's no nuance. And that can be a real danger.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good to have kids being around, even maybe a certain teacher doesn't align with all of your parenting methods or beliefs, even. It's a good discussion to have. Now, you can argue about what age those things need to come up and everything, but I definitely feel like I've seen people in my own life that are just so, I mean, I can't even blame them because my world opened up a lot when I started doing YouTube and getting in the DMs and Instagram DMs and stuff and talking to people about their situations. And it's like, wow, I have so much more grace than I did before because I see people's views on things from their perspective. And it's like, I never thought about it from that angle. I have so much privilege and so much blessings in my life with the community that I have that I can almost afford to be black and white and be like, good person, bad person.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like that always.
No, it's not. You kind of mentioned this already too, but they learn to respect authority that's not their parent every day. From their administrator, from their teacher, from their recess monitor, from whoever it is, they are learning how to relate and how to respect authority. And I think that's very important.
Something that kind of breaks my heart is I picture my little second grader sitting at his desk, raising his hand, waiting for the teacher to call him because he has a question or whatever. And he's just waiting and he's not the center of her world. He's one of 13, you know, he's not the center of attention. And I'm like, no, if he was at home and being homeschooled, I'd be right there and like things could progress and like he would get all the attention and stuff. But on the other hand, it's kind of a good thing. They're not always the center of attention all the time. But I think there's certain kids that absolutely can just fall behind like crazy in a traditional classroom setting. And it breaks my heart to know like their parents can't afford to put them anywhere except a public school because their parents have to both work and there's not really much you can do about it. And they just keep getting pushed along from grade to grade. And that
does happen. But in a traditional school setting, whether private or public, hopefully, those things are tracked. So at least people are aware of it, like the parents would be aware of it. I think sometimes it's possible in a homeschool setting, depending what state you're in, there isn't much tracking or guidance that a kid could be falling behind or not reading at a level or not reading at all, and no one's really noticing or no one's really knowing. So yes, there are kids that really struggle to learn and they are going to be pushed along and they're not achieving benchmarks and stuff. But at least we know it.
Yeah, it's like I filmed in a video just a little bit ago, back to school video on my YouTube channel. I don't care where your kids go to school. Like we put a lot of pressure on our homeschool moms, like they're in charge of their child's like education, which they are. Like the buck stops with them. They are responsible solely. It's them. They have a curriculum to help them and stuff, but there's nobody looking over their shoulder too much. Actually, did you know New Jersey has no homeschool laws at all?
Well, I know there's some states that don't. Yeah, that is
I have no
crazy.
idea. Pennsylvania has some definite guidelines.
PA is, I think, one of the most
regulated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to challenge you moms that are sending your kids to traditional schooling. You're also responsible for their education too.
You are.
You're not just sending them off on the bus and putting in the hours, so therefore everything's hunky-dory. Like we still need to, pay attention.
Yeah. And from a teacher's perspective, there's things we can do and we can help your kid a lot. But we see the kids that are struggling, the best results come when parents get involved and work with their kid in the evening and read with them. And
but that right there, oh my word, don't even get me started, Jayna. That's my worst nightmare. I haven't had a kid like this yet, but it could easily happen, very much so. They're at school all day, piddling around, not getting anything done because they are so behind. They don't know what's going on. Yeah. They don't even know to ask the question. They're like la-di-da looking around. Then they have to go home and do school all evening again because they're so behind.
No, like I don't like that.
No, it happens. There's kids. Don't even get me started. I think that's
they need
horrible.
A break.
Those are the kids that absolutely need the break. And we got to figure out a way to be more productive at school, or else maybe the homeschooling is the better option for that kid.
Yeah, I don't know of situations like that in our school. Like sometimes we encourage parents to do flashcards or to read 20 minutes, but we would never advocate for them spending hours on homework, at least not 4th grade and under. That's the classes I'm involved in. Like we would not even recommend that.
Yeah, I have a friend who, like, her kid comes home from school, gets a snack, and then it's right back to the books. And I just think it's heartbreaking.
That's one thing I love about my particular school. And I'm speaking from 4th and under because I have not had older kids and I don't work in those classrooms. They do not have homework. They might have book it or a reading goal or something, or be a Bible memory they have. But my kids do not have homework, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's so many more pros and cons, but we want to get to the next segment of this episode as well. Let us know down below anything resonate with you. Now we know, like, who's a homeschool mom and who's not, and who's not even in school yet. So, or is there any of you that's going back to school? I would love you to say hi. Like, I have our one renter at our little apartment. She's going to massage therapy school this fall, college.
Oh, fun.
I'm like, wow, I would love to, like, be a little mouse on your shoulder. That sounds like such a fun discipline or track.
Yeah, or a usable skill.
Yeah.
Marketable skill.
Yeah.
I remember in the last episode or 2 or 3 episodes ago, Megan had a concern that our homemaking podcast was not homemakey enough. And we talked through that, but I was thinking of a subject that is very much homemaker central that we might not think about, or we might not think as a homemaker's job, or it gets missed in the job description of a homemaker, and that is the sourcing of the stuff. I don't know what you want to call it, but you know what I mean.
The hunting gathering.
And we talk about groceries, but it goes so much further than groceries. I mean, you think of groceries and clothes, okay, but there's so much more things that we are required to stock in our home, and if it's not there, we're going to hear about it. So it's one of those things that goes unnoticed unless you don't do it. So we thought we would just talk about this very important aspect of homemaking, just quickly run down some things that you might not even think about that you're doing for your family. You're sourcing these things, and how can we streamline the process? How can we do it the most cost-effective way, the most time-efficient way, and considering, like, how can we best weigh quality versus cost?
And this is all part of the mental load that the stay-at-home Chad dad guy that we talked about last week was poo-pooing about. But this is important.
Huge.
This is really huge. Important. And we get good at it over time, but it takes so much time. And like just the other day, my husband's like, where's the mayo? How hard is it to have mayo in the fridge? I'm like, I don't like mayo. I don't use mayo.
Yeah, and are you like constantly thinking about mayo? Like sometimes in my mind, there's no concept of mayo existing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to think that we need more.
And he was using it, so he knew that it was getting all gone. I did not know that because I don't use it.
Yeah, and it's so much more than food. Like right now, I'm out of gallon-size Ziploc bags. I know I'm out of gallon-size Ziploc bags, but I only think about it when I open that drawer. And usually when I open that drawer, I'm not thinking about picking up my phone and ordering them from Amazon or putting it on a list, or I'm not immediately going to get in my car and go drive and get it. So somewhere between me opening and closing that drawer that is not full of gallon-size Ziploc bags, I have to at another point remember in my brain that there is none in that box in that drawer.
And write it down.
And do something about it.
Yeah. Having a system totally helps with the ADHD-ishness of it all, because that definitely is my problem. So having systems of, are you going to put it on auto pay for something? Or are you going to have Amazon delivery like every month, the certain vitamins come to the door or whatever? Having systems definitely can help. So we're just going to rapid fire go down through some different, this was all Jayna's concept. And I thought that was really great. We're going to rapid fire go down through some specific items that you have in your home and where we found great places to source them or how we source them. But before we do that, I just wanted to read a couple phrases out of the Proverbs 31 passage about a woman that is a woman that's doing her job well.
Yeah.
And you'll just be surprised. She seeks wool and flax. She brings her food from afar. She considers a field and buys it. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her hand holds the distaff. She hands things to the needy. She makes bed coverings. She makes linen garments. She looks well to the ways of her household. Literally, it's exactly what we're talking about today. Yeah. So let's get into it.
And one other thing. We are bombarded with stuff for our homes all the time. We get fed links of what to buy constantly, but we want to discuss how to keep inventory and how not to run out of essentials and how to prioritize purchases to meet our lifestyle and budget and avoid waste and how to, well, I don't know, maybe this could be another podcast, like how to organize excess inventory. Like how much do you keep extra? And then if you do stock extra, where do you put it?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Very practical episode. So if you want some tangibles, here you go.
Yeah.
So first of all, clothes. Clothes for my kids. I will often buy new. I like Amazon, Old Navy, thrifting sometimes.
Walmart does not sleep on kids' clothes, and Target.
They sometimes have weird fits at Walmart, but the styles are really cute.
I think as the kids get older, the fit gets better because I have had pretty good success with Walmart like t-shirts.
Younger kids, everything's too wide and short.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Jeans are a struggle for us. They both prefer different brands. I'm trying to get them all on one. We did have some success with Old Navy. There's an Amazon brand of jean that my one kid likes. But then as soon as they like it, then they go to the next size and it doesn't work anymore or something. So
I used to be 100% a Target Cat and Jack girl.
Me too.
And they changed their policy, or they cracked down on their policy now. And they will not cover like a ripped knee. Like
Really?
I used to be able to turn in my jeans for like when the knee was ripped, 6 months in. It usually was like 3 weeks in, let's be honest. Take it back. And they won't let you. It has to be a manufacturing error, like a button missing or something.
So they
like
really
that.
changed their policy because you could return it for any reason.
Yeah,
you didn't have to have
I know.
a reason.
And they said people were abusing the reasons, and so now they won't let you do that. So I'm trying Old Navy this year. We're going to see what we think. I've tried Amazon in the past, but it's just so spotty.
The Amazon Essentials brand I found worked really good for my tall, skinny kid.
Okay.
So check it out.
Yeah, and if you have success, like lately, I'm talking like this month with Cat and Jack returns at Target, tell me your exact script. I want to know exactly what to say because I talked to them for like 10 minutes and was like, okay, I need to specifically know what is covered because I'm actually talking to a real human face to face and I don't want to have to call customer service on the phone line.
Yeah, they used to return it for anything.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to have a reason. You just be like, I'm returning these jeans. And as long as you had them in your hand, you would get store credit.
That's right. And that's why I heard like Target has to return anything, even if you used it. I'm like, well, I would never do that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Interesting.
Okay, moving on to food. So this is like a hot button topic because this is probably our biggest expense, right?
Yes.
Would you say food probably?
I would say it's the biggest, besides food and clothing, are the biggest thing that we as homemakers are sourcing on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and food is very much more regular than clothes even.
Absolutely.
I'm an Aldi girl. I like Aldi, but I go in spells. Josh is at Sam's Club right now picking up a Sam's Club order. We love that for like bulk items.
Mm-hmm. I do Costco monthly-ish.
It's only a deal if you're actually going to go through with it. So I don't usually buy like huge boxes of granola bars because they get sick of them. Like if it's not enough variety and things like that. But all the paper supplies, honey,
maple syrup.
Yeah, like all those big things. It's great to buy it in bulk. I even get some of their produce. They had some really good mangoes at Sam's Club lately and like a big old flat of them. So good. So I do like my bulk food stores for certain things.
Yep. I love Aldi too. There's not one super close to my house. There is it's not a family-owned market brand, but it's a family-owned grocery store that is in between my house and school. So I frequent there all the time. Like that's my main grocery store. Their prices are reasonable, probably not as cheap as Aldi for some things, but very reasonable. And I like that store.
I like my family-owned markets for their sales and like their meat selection, that kind of thing. It feels like it's not from overseas, that kind of stuff. I will say I work with Thrive on my YouTube channel. If you have any dietary restrictions or you're buying like specifically, really ethically sourced chocolate or gluten-free snacks, things like that, it's definitely worth your money. I saved $18 on my last order, but I wouldn't say it's a must if you're just eating the normal stuff off the shelves. It's only if you're like shopping in that specialty section at your grocery store and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you also don't like reading labels, it's really nice with Thrive because they're not going to put all the junk in their food. Like they'll have the good gummies and the good like that kind of stuff. So I will definitely put my link down below for that. Oh, and I love produce stands in the summer because it's local and you might not get the cyclospora.
You won't get cyclospora.
Yeah.
You have gardening, so I don't garden, but if you do, you need to get the seeds, you need to get the tools, you need to get the fertilizer, you need to get the soil. Whatever.
Oh, I didn't put gardening down.
Did I?
I don't garden either.
Okay.
We're such horrible Mennonites.
Yeah, but if you do, that's a whole nother category of things that you need to source.
Yeah, tools and things. And it's only worth it if you're going to use it every year. Obviously, don't buy all the equipment and then only garden 1 year.
Yeah, that'd be silly. Cleaning products. Glass cleaner, all purpose, Pine Sol.
Can I
don't
just
use
say
pencil.
less is more when it comes to cleaning supplies? You really don't need all the stuff they market to you. It's crazy. I don't really watch Clean Talk or whatever they call it, or like Clean With Me videos too much. But yeah, there's always something new and newfangled. And some of them, like, I'm so glad I know about the Miss Mouthy spray stuff.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it
does that
works.
work for you?
And your pink, what you call it? Your
The pink stuff.
the pink stuff. You love that. Like, there's certain products that are kind of magical,
Yeah.
but
I don't even
you
have
don't
pink stuff anymore. I need
you
to
don't
get
need
some.
all the stuff. You really don't. I like Blue Land actually for some of my cleaning supplies.
I like Truly Free for laundry detergent, but I've recently been hearing like multiple people tell me that the dishwasher detergent is actually really awesome. Like it really works. I am skeptical, but because I think like the Cascade pods are the only thing that works, but maybe I should try Truly Free because if it does work, it is better. Like it's
Okay.
more natural, so maybe I'll have to try it.
I like to buy like the OxyClean, like without any of the fragrance and stuff and scents, because that seems to be really heavy duty, but also doesn't have the scent in there for you. But then also I buy Pine Sol because there's just something about mopping your kitchen floor and it smells clean.
Yeah.
So it's such an oxymoron. I mean,
I have a mop system that I don't even use any cleaner. Sometimes I spray something on it just to give it a scent because I like the scent.
isn't that crazy?
But like I don't need to use cleaner.
Yeah, I know you don't. It's just like wiping down cabinets and stuff and having a good smell.
The
just
crunchy
feels
people would
great.
like you to know that clean does not have a scent.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they say.
So I just pick my battles, I guess you could say. Also, I will buy like heavy duty cleaner. Like if I'm using Blue Land, I like Blue Land. I think it works. Josh claims that he likes me to use the heavy duty stuff on his things. So, I might run a whole batch of heavy duty cleaner for like a month and then I'll switch back to my natural stuff again or that kind of thing. Also, I don't think I'm going to use the baby draft this time around with the baby.
I wouldn't.
It's like, it smells like a baby, but it's a scent.
Yeah.
It's an endocrine disruptor, right?
Do you use Truly Free?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
Okay. It smells amazing, but it's natural. Like even Shauna Holman recommends it. So it's like really crunchy, but it works.
Are they looking for any podcast sponsorship partnerships?
We would love to sponsor, we would love to be sponsored by Truly Free.
Yeah, there you go. And I don't think either of us use laundry softeners at all.
No.
You can add some vinegar to your washer and it works like for towels and things like that. Or you can hang your stuff up. That helps sometimes. School supplies. I just did this. I think Walmart has the best prices.
I'm not required to buy many school supplies. The only thing we're really required is if the teacher has a special need, like a special certain kind of folder or certain pencil crayons or whatever. But like we don't have a school supply list really. So, I mean, they just need backpacks, lunch boxes, and maybe a water bottle.
Also, is pencil crayons a regional thing? Because they're colored pencils, right? That's what you call them.
Pencils,
I wonder if that's like a Mennonite Dutchy
pencil crayons.
term. Yeah, I wonder if it is.
Not bad.
Well, I know in some areas they say crowns instead of crayons.
Crayons. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Does it matter?
Yeah. And then
you need like office supplies for your home, like envelopes. That's one thing that I run out of sometimes because you buy a box and it literally lasts almost forever, but not quite.
Amazon's good for that stuff because it gets there like the same day sometimes.
Yes.
That works good. Yeah, I know, but it's like when you need it, you
Stamps.
need it.
I always used to run out of stamps, and I started buying them on the big fat roll. Like, I don't know how many stamps in a big roll, and that has helped so much.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really don't use them often at all. But if you buy a big roll, it lasts for probably a year or more.
I was going to say, how much stamping are you doing
Not
here?
much.
I mean, everything's almost paperless anymore.
I'm trying to think I don't know that I mail anything on a regular basis. So it's just like the random things, like the ticks that you need to mail in to get tested or something like that.
Was that this episode or last episode?
I forget. Last one, I think.
Yeah. I mailed my ticks off today to see if my children are going to get infected by something. Lord, please no. They were in the blackberry patch and 2 of them got a tick.
Scary stuff. Though they should be fine. You know it, so that is half the battle.
I mean,
right
I did what I could. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Shoes. Oh my word. We talked about clothing already, but shoes are so hard for me. If anybody has a good solution, my friends are like always thrifting shoes. I'm like,
how?
Why? Why would you thrift shoes? Because
I
buy them brand new and they still beat them up in 3 months.
My one kid goes through shoes like you wouldn't believe. He tears them. I don't know if it's the way he walks. The other one doesn't. He'll actually outgrow a shoe.
Oh, wow. My kids have not outgrown a shoe in forever. They either lose them or destroy
tear them up. Now, I did find an Under Armour shoe that isn't like a cloth or mesh fabric. It's like more like I'm sure it's not real leather, but it's like a leather, like a kind of like a shinier, it's not shiny, patent leather maybe. It's not shiny though. Patent leather is shiny, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But it's like an actual hard substance. It's not steel toe, but it's like a more leathery type fabric, and he has not torn through those yet, and we've had them for a couple months. I think before school was out.
Okay, so skip the mesh or whatever.
Yeah, so the Under Armour with like the hard leather,
and they're
those
way more
have
wipeable.
Yes, they're more wipeable. I'm gonna rebuy them when they outgrow or wear out, because they are the only shoes that I've had in years that have held up.
So you would recommend the name brand?
Well, at least no, not like if they're gonna be the mesh cloth ones. The name brand,
like Ivani has Nikes that are joke.
Yeah, I got Nikes. They wore through them. They were ripped. But these Under Armour with the leather type fabric have been working great. So
join our shoe rant, or else give us a solution.
Ridiculous.
Down below. And then like Whitney, she gets her kids barefoot shoes, which are even more expensive.
Yeah, you should be able to buy your kid a pair of sneakers in the beginning of a school year, and it lasts the whole way through. I think I probably buy my one kid, especially like maybe 5 pairs in one school year. Like, it is ridiculous.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months. 6 months is good.
Yeah.
And that's pathetic, because my mom used to buy a size up so that we could grow into them. Now I've learned just to buy the size that fits them now, because by the time
they're never going to outgrow.
Yeah. My kids have not outgrown a shoe in a long time.
They must make shoes very much cheaper than they used to.
It's so sad. Landfills are filled with pathetic shoes.
Yeah, for sure.
And you have sports equipment on here, which I will buy new, because we have 3 boys in a row. A lot of the time it's like, oh, we need a hockey net. Get a new one. Oh, we need rollerblades. Get the new ones, because they can get passed down from kid to kid to kid. Bikes. Josh has definitely found some good marketplace bikes, but also if I get it new, it doesn't feel like a waste as much, because it goes through 3 boys. Yeah.
Eric is the sourcer for most sports equipment, and he likes a deal. So he will get stuff at Play It Again or Marketplace. We do buy some new stuff, but we have found a lot of good deals on like reuse it sites and stuff.
Yeah, especially bigger items, like looking for, and I always look on Facebook Marketplace first, like even for the rollerblades and stuff, but half the time the price versus the wear and tear on them already is just not really worth it. But yeah, like I would definitely say Facebook Marketplace is a great place to go if you're looking for a treadmill or like any equipment like that. You have toys on here. I just wanted to point out that toys, when I buy toys, they're more of a gift for me than anybody. Because it means my kids will have something to occupy their time. Yeah, for real. And so I think toys are worth it, but we are pretty minimal, I would say. And also we cycle through things pretty quickly. If they're not playing with something, it's going to go. And we'll put it at the thrift store, and then we'll get something else at the thrift store and just kind of like cycle through.
Kind of out of my toy era. But yes, I did like grabbing toys at thrift stores, because they were like, oh, I want this new toy. I was like, sure. You can play with it. We'll take it right back if it's not broken.
Yeah. Just kind of like it makes the world go round.
Yeah.
I do want to say, with Christmas and stuff coming up, if you think of a toy that your kids need, write it down. Like, use your notes app in your phone, because at least my parents, what does your kid want for his birthday? Or what does your kid want for Christmas? And you're like blank. You can't think of anything.
Of course.
Or the one thing you can think of is what you're going to get them for Christmas, or whatever.
Keep a list.
So keep a list so that you don't have to always be remembering.
Yeah. Your bedding should always come from Cozy Earth.
Goes without saying. Actually, if you feel like you really don't have the budget for Cozy Earth, there are options on Amazon, but I would say definitely look at the stars.
Yeah, my kids aren't sleeping on Cozy Earth.
Yeah,
they would love to.
That I will have arrived once my whole family is sleeping on Cozy Earth, because that's luxury.
I do like to buy cotton sheets for my kids, like a natural blend of some sort, rather than polyester.
Oh my goodness! Or what is it called? Microfiber. Oh my goodness. You stick to it. Or it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a good source for towels, because we're using the same towels that I've used since we were married, and they are ripped to shreds. I have a few Brooklinen towels. I like them, but they're not very big. I like the big oversized towels.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me that Sam's Club has good towels. So let me know down below, weigh in on that, because we do have a Sam's Club membership.
I think I have some from when we were first married. Most of those are gone. I just have like random towels. I don't know.
Yeah.
Furniture. I mean, don't we all want custom furniture, like Megan's bar stools? My mom is getting custom bar stools.
From my guy?
I'm not sure, because we were like debating with her, because she needed bar stools, and we were looking at all these, and she's like, they would work. And I was like, why don't you get them custom made? And she's like, oh, okay.
People look at my bar or their counter stools. I've given that guy so much work from my
I don't know if it was your guy or
friends.
not.
If I would share his name, like, to the locals in this area, just like on Instagram or something, I feel like the guy would be run over with work, but
They are gorgeous.
I need him in my back pocket.
I am very excited to see my mom's bar stools when she finally gets them.
Yeah, so I like custom for some things because we live in an Amish area. There's always somebody who's going to do a good job and they're not going to trash your home while doing it.
Yeah.
Josh knows all the good guys to call because he's in construction, and yeah, he has all the good vendors and stuff. So I do like custom once in a while, depending what it's going to be. And if you're in your forever home, all of that. But Marketplace, I'm on Marketplace every day almost right now. I'm on like a kick.
Yeah.
Like furniture, that's where I like to get it.
And you can get decent stuff from Wayfair, but they require you to build it yourself. So it basically is custom because you're putting it together.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, we just built a bed for our one kid. It was like extensive. I feel like I'm a bed manufacturer now, so.
Yeah. I will say Cheetah doesn't work with me. I can't get a hold of them anymore, but I worked with them several times before, and their sofas are like very good quality, and they're not as expensive as like Article or something like that. So Cheetah Living, I think it's called. We love our sofas from them, and I think my nursery chairs from them too. So I have to keep bugging them.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also lawn and garden equipment, which is not my department, but I will put in a plug for a battery operated lawnmower if you only have a small backyard like I do. It's not noisy, it's not stinky, and it works great. So I love that.
This reminded me of stick vacuums. We didn't really talk about those at all. I have a house with central vac, which honestly, if you don't have a house with central vac, your floors aren't clean. Like that's just how it is. They're so powerful, and they're so like 1980s, 90s. I don't know when they put central vac in, but it's like a hole in the wall that has suction. You open it up, stick your hose in, and it's the only way that the floors actually get clean. But I do love my robot vacuum that goes around and gets most of the dirt like on a regular basis, that kind of thing. That's not a must. It's obviously bougie, whatever, but it's really nice. I have a lot of friends who they say they run theirs every day. I run mine a couple times a week, I would say. But stick vacuums. I want your guys' opinion because everybody needs to our moms do not have cordless stick vacuums. Like the cordless is the key too. Oh, you used to have one with us cord. Do you like the cord?
When we first got married, I had a vacuum with a cord, but not since then.
Your stick vacuum is cordless?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
I would love to know your guys' opinions on brands because I've tried several different ones and they all eventually give out, and none of them have the suction of my central vac.
But they are just so nice for quick and easy instead of getting the whole central vac out. I use mine daily. Right now I have a Shark again. I think I have a Shark Detect, and it's working great. I had an LG one that I did not like at all. So I do think Shark is good. I haven't had a lot of the brands that you've had.
I've had a Shark and I loved it.
Yeah, they
but
do
I had
wear
two
out.
batteries, so you never ran out of power.
Yeah. I had a Shark and I used and abused it for years, and the hose in the back or something in the back like cracked. So the battery was fine. It was an actual crack thing that happened. But I do like Shark, and it's not as expensive as Dyson.
Yeah. No, the brand I have now, I forget. I'll link it down below. It's the same brand as our humidifiers. And I like it a lot. So anyway, but it's still stick vacuum. It's not my central vac. I really like that.
Yeah. You need to get the central vac out like at least once a week.
Do you have central vac?
Yeah.
Do you? Did you have it at your old house?
No. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Are you in love with it now?
I was like, central vac is like not even that great because like you have to get the hose out.
It's such a pain to get it all out.
And then you have to like sweep with this hose following you around. Like my stick vacuum is where it's at. Okay, you do need a stick vacuum, but central vac is amazing. Yeah. And all the dirt goes out of the house. You don't like try to empty it into the trash can and spill dirt all over the floor and have to sweep it up again. You roll over it, it's gone. Yeah. Love it.
Honestly, if I was doing a new build, I'd be like, put it in central vac.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to this Proverbs 31 woman we were talking about. It says in verse 20, she opens her hands to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. And I thought that's a really beautiful picture, reaching out her hands to the needy, exchanging, things like that. What do we do if we have extras or if we have opportunities, excess? At church, sometimes the ladies will be like, I'm bringing eggs, and like sometimes people will charge and sometimes people will just give for free. Like I have extra strawberries or zucchini, zucchini time, right? My
friend gave me 2 huge grocery bags full of meadow tea out of the goodness of her heart, and I was able to like freeze a whole bunch of it, and what a treat. Yeah. What a treat.
So you don't have meadow tea. Mm-mm. Plant 2 plants and you'll soon have a whole patch. It's like nothing.
I've just never had luck with it, but I should try it.
Yeah, it takes over. But yes, think about that. Gifting versus charging. Sometimes the most prudent thing to do is charge because you are providing for your family or you're like having a little side hustle or whatever. And sometimes it's just great you have excess, somebody at our church, they had twins. They bought the wrong size of diapers, couldn't really return them. They're like, you know what? I'm bringing them to church. Somebody could use some free diapers and it'll be a blessing to someone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't forget the giving aspect as well. So, what did you guys think of this episode? Do you agree, disagree? Put all your information. Yeah. Give us your credit card number, weight, height.
Wow.
Oh, man. Any advice that you have? Because obviously we're still in the learning process too. And so, yeah. Also, I hope you have a great back to school season, whatever that means for you and your family. Thank you guys so much for being here.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.